The IPL may be your biggest cash cow, and we understand that, and we understand that that is a big focus. But don't reduce international cricket to a laughing stock and treat the fans like an absolute joke. Charbel here, Australia fan from the Crick Blog podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Nash, India fan, happy India fan, I must say, after 2 straight wins. But we're here to talk about the whole organisation of the tournament.
Look, to be honest, I'll kick off things by saying the ticketing and the scheduling
Oh boy,
are the two main key points. You
yeah,
know, the the ticketing of the tournament, the let's start from the scheduling. Firstly, the schedule was released so late, what, 3 months ago, before the tournament started.
it was in
And
actually
then
August, early
yeah,
early August. It was finalised.
yep, and then it was chopped and changed again. So it all, the foreign fans, the fans that were traveling from overseas, other countries couldn't plan their flights, their accommodation, where they were staying, where they were visiting. And usually when these tournaments happen, people like to make a proper tour of it. Like they want to see the country, they
Mm.
want to see not only the games, but they want to see the country, they want to see the people, experience the culture and everything else. So it's starting from the tournament itself. The scheduling was, pathetic. um Look, I'm coming to the actual schedule. I don't feel that playing England and New Zealand is wrong. I think having the last two finalists from the
Mm.
last World Cup playing the first game, I think there is some merit to it, especially given the way that match went on. You know, but
Is that
the
what it is? Do you
argument
think?
is,
I'll just challenge you on that. Is that what it is? Is it rewarding the two finalists, or is it the idea we need to have India on a weekend?
well, that's the thing. If that was the idea, I don't know what the idea is. We can't sit here and speculate, obviously. But if that was the idea, then just start the tournament on the weekend. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
going to say.
Yeah,
That's the mismanagement
yeah.
that I was talking about. If you
Mm.
wanted India to play on a weekend, just start the tournament on the weekend. There was no point
Mm.
starting it on a Thursday. But 1%, I'll say that, given they've started on a Thursday, they haven't kept just some random match. They've actually gone with the finalists from to
Agree, but
the
but, uh,
World Cup
but
from
but
the
as well,
from.
I think what they get 45,000 or something, 45 to 50,000 in attendance, which
48,
I
yeah.
think is a good attendance.
It is a great. I think
But
it's more than any of the previous editions. So,
but it
um,
looks empty because of the stadium choice as well.
and
So,
and and that's the thing. Like, that's
um,
the thing, because I've seen a lot of, and I had a back and forth with George Dobell from England on Twitter
mm,
yesterday, and I've seen this back and forth of the narrative that has been said by these journalists and experts, and I'm going to keep saying it, because you target the organization saying, where are the people, and all these stuff. It comes back to bite the fans. It's not the organization that, yes, people are saying that BCCI, they have mismanaged completely, but it also goes on to the fans as well. Genuine fans who are trying to get tickets, and, trying to
this is the
maneuver
thing.
through the ticketing,
Yeah,
the farce.
this is the thing. Tickets were not available to the public completely
Yeah.
over this 2 month period. Fans have been stuck in waiting lines on Book My Show app. I think
Yep.
that's what it's called, Book My Show. And tickets were made available on the morning of the India Australia game, the morning of the India Afghanistan game. So when you've got such a mismanagement of tickets, and tickets are being hoarded for, I believe, probably for corporates, and then those tickets are made available on the day. It's an absolute joke. You're putting the fans last.
Yep. And,
Um,
and look,
when
I
there's,
think,
yeah, I think, yeah, there has been an unfair criticism of India fans, I believe, throughout this World Cup. I think it's more down to how the tickets have been organised, how they've been mismanaged.
and it's all down to that. I don't think it's more. It's everything. It comes down to that. It comes down to the
Mm.
mismanagement. And yes, I agree. Having worked in big events and ticketing side of things, I know that there's a separate pool of tickets that is kept aside, that is not sold. That is kept for corporate partners, or whatever. But the major um problem, major issue, major concern was the Book My Show organization itself. If the tickets are not sold out, if you do have some tickets, just don't put sold out. That's it. It's as sensible as you know. And what happened was they kept this pool of tickets aside, more than usual maybe, and then
Definitely.
they saw that those tickets are not going anywhere, and they wanted to fill the stadium then, and then they started putting tickets on the day of the match. And look, I'll say this, that we don't know what happens behind closed doors, but whatever is happening for this tournament is not right. It is the fan is the main stakeholder of the game, and the fan is the one getting hurt the most. So
To your original point about the schedule, I mean, it doesn't give the overseas fans enough time to make their plans, to take time off work, to organise their accommodation, to organise their tickets. Tickets were only came on sale, and not even India fans get their
yep,
hands on tickets by the sounds of things. So you're right. It's about making this a showpiece tournament, an exciting tournament that brings the world together. But it's been such a low focus on making this a real showpiece event. That's what's really bugged me. It hasn't felt like a World Cup,
look,
for the most part. It just hasn't felt special for me. Like, I still get excited for it and I still love it,
yep,
but you look at these ticketing issues and look at these scheduling things and you look at how poorly the tournament has been organized and how poorly fans have been treated. It's the same for the organisers. For me, it stems down to franchise cricket is number one now, international cricket, whatever. And to your point earlier, is that cricket will make money in India no matter what. So they take that for granted.
yep.
They don't put in the necessary effort to make this tournament what it can be.
and
You know what
and
I'm saying?
exactly, they are going to take it for granted. They have taken it for granted, and
It's even their own fans, like even the own fans, like great tweet here from Gurkirat Singh Gill. He's excellent on Twitter. His analysis, but it's for the India Australia game. I'll just read through it quickly. Right, tickets for the India Australia game were still available on Book My Show just a few hours before the game was scheduled to begin. And the fact that 14,000 tickets were also released for the India Pakistan game yesterday, which would have been Saturday, goes on to show how all the tickets weren't made available in the first go to the fans. The ticket system in this World Cup has been nothing short of daylight robbery. And in an ideal world, BCCI should be answerable to not just India fans, but cricket fans across the globe. Now, he's hit the nail on the head there. Now, this shouldn't be acceptable for a World Cup.
yep,
It shouldn't. And it reduces. We see these journalists and we see people from other countries talking on Twitter about the crowds and the attendances and about the hype and the lack of the no opening ceremony for the World Cup, instead of trying to celebrate what the World Cup is about and talking about the cricket more so than the crowds and all that. To your point earlier, I do agree as well that the lack of excitement in the build up to the World Cup was just due to the sheer amount of cricket that we had
yep,
as well. We had a lot of one day games that didn't need to be there. But hey, it's all about the broadcaster now, isn't it? Like,
yep.
it's just,
And that's how, some people, some
I
fans.
understand. I understand that broadcaster money. Sorry, I understand that broadcaster money is very important. You got to make your money. You got to put your food on the table. But we need to engage the supporters. We've got to think long term as well.
Yep.
We really do. Otherwise, we lose supporters. And guess what's happening after the World Cup? A 5-match T20 series between Australia and India.
Yep. And that's the thing. It is too much cricket. I completely agree. And so we are obviously passionate fans, but there is a way to express your feelings. There is a way to, counter
Yeah,
arguments. And
I agree
and
with
and
you. I
this
think,
this
yeah,
goes not only for the Indian fans, this goes for the English fans, the Australian fans, the South African fans who are sitting there on the couches blaming the genuine Indian fans for not showing up on games and thinking that
yeah,
Indian fans only care about Indian cricket, which, to be
I
fair,
agree with you.
which, to be really honest, is a pathetic
Every
take.
every nation's like that.
It
Every nation's
if
like that.
it Please spare me the idea that Indian fan only
I,
cares about Indian
I
cricket.
agree with that. I agree with that. It's not about the India fan and having a go at them. It's about these guys, the Indian supporters. A lot of them can't even get their hands on tickets. That's
Yep.
what it comes down to, is the organisation of things. And that's where we should focus our attention, I believe, rather than fighting over these things. Now, the speculation, and I will say speculation, I think my my rant about this and the organisation of the tournament will go up tenfold if it turns out to be true that there is a ceremony for the India-Pakistan game. It's just speculation at the moment. There's things going on social media, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does happen, and it'll just add the icing on top of the cake.
Look, I think
There is a ceremony for one game.
I won't speak to that because as I said earlier in
I
our
understand.
chats,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
I know.
not seen anything official yet.
That's why I
And
say speculation at the moment. Yeah,
exactly. And if I see it, it is pathetic. It is nonsense. But only when I see it happen,
agree
because
with you.
at the moment it's just
Agree with you.
two tweets from two passionate fans, as I would call them, going viral on Twitter, and nothing
Yes,
else, pretty much.
we'll
All it
see.
could turn out could be a small song that one singer sings and on the corner somewhere with the DJ, and that's it. You never know. To be completely honest with you, I'm not a big fan of opening ceremonies the way they happen now.
That's fine. That's
Only
fine. But
only
why have
because
the
I don't
ceremony for one game
only
if that
because I
happens?
don't want to see some washed up Bollywood actresses just dance on some random songs just so we could entertain ourselves for 35 minutes. I'm not a big fan of that. I would rather get to cricket straight away. And
Fair enough. No, that's fine. That's fine.
that's what I
My
think.
point is, if there is a ceremony for India Pakistan, that'll be a real embarrassment and a slap in the face for the other 8 teams.
Um,
Look, the blood pressure levels are high. I see the outfield in Dharamshala that players are not allowed to dive on it, and all this sort of stuff. It's like, come on, World Cup time now.
yeah.
Let's really put international cricket on the pedestal again. I think it's fallen down, and that's disappointing. You know, I know the franchise cricket is the real breadwinner for a lot of the countries, but international cricket is still something that should be very special. So hopefully we see that more in the future.